¿Qué pasa? Esto es Gravel Studio y como cada semana estamos aquí con un nuevo episodio de tu podcast de Gravel preferido. ¿De quién? Pues del podcast de Gravel que hacen Carlos Mancera y Laura Gallardo. ¿Cómo estás?
Pues muy bien, ahí ya tomando unas cervecitas,
unas
cero
pizzas.
Alcohol. Bueno, no todo es cero alcohol, pero
Por ahí estamos.
Unas pizzas ya de party.
Ya, bueno, a ver, no es muy tarde, pero ya llevamos 3 entrevistas, 3 podcasts con sus respectivas pausas y sus respectivos momentos para poder descansar un poquito, básicamente el tiempo en que las tarjetas se acaban de pasar, las cámaras se acaban de configurar y la gente pues va al baño, etcétera, etcétera. Así que estamos de nuevo aquí, no nos hemos cambiado de sitio, pero estamos aquí de nuevo en el Rocacorba Atelier, este Canyon Experience, que Laura a continuación nos va a poder explicar qué se puede hacer en este espacio de Canyon.
Pues sí, si queréis comprar bicis de Canyon, queréis probarlas porque no se pueden probar en todos sitios, pues podéis venir al Bike Experience aquí en Girona y alquilar una Grizzle, una Endrace, una Grail para ver qué tal se siente, para luego, pues si queréis una, pues la podéis comprar. Y la podéis recibir aquí, os la montan aquí, tenéis servicio de taller también, todas las piezas las tienen aquí. Y además tienen un espacio súper bonito que podemos hacer estos podcasts y estas cosas maravillosas que nos encantan.
Y encima nos han puesto pizza, cervezas y acuarios. Tengo que decir que he empezado al revés. Yo he empezado con cerveza, bueno,
ya,
una clara.
Una clarita, ¿eh?
Ya estoy con.
Bueno, pues esto es uno de estos episodios que hemos empezado en castellano y vamos a continuar en inglés. Que para las personas que no entiendan el inglés, hablado así pachurrero nuestro, y quieran entenderlo mejor, pues que vayan a YouTube y que lo verán ahí con subtítulos en español.
Yo que voy bastante por trabajo, por Brooks, voy viajando un poco por todos lados y hablo con mucha gente de varios países, de Estados Unidos, de Europa y tal. Me dicen que tengo un inglés como Rafa Nadal y como Marc Márquez. Es un poco mi acento, ¿sabes? Que digo, pues...
No está mal.
No está mal tampoco, ¿no? Al final tenemos nuestro acento.
Es lo que hay.
Somos de donde somos, ¿verdad? Sí, mientras que se nos entendamos, pues ya está bien. Así que bueno, en YouTube, en YouTube,
It's too late.
En YouTube tú tienes subtítulos y si lo queréis escuchar, pues tenemos evidentemente en todas las plataformas de podcasting, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Evox, y ya está. ¿Visto?
Podimo, no.
Y Podimo tal. So, let's switch. Because we have 3 guests, special guests, that you can introduce.
Yeah, so I'm very happy that you're here because during COVID, I look a lot your profile, Girlpack. I don't know if it was just COVID, but after COVID, I got super motivated about cycling because you. So now it was like, you're gonna interview the girls from Girlpack, and I was like, oh wow, that's a nice circle to close, you know. So yeah, because now I'm an ambassador of Canyon. You are in there. So yeah, we're here to speak about Girlpack, to speak about the community, and yeah, maybe we can start. So what's Girlpack exactly? How the idea came up and how you started?
Yeah.
Who wanna talk?
Thanks for having us, first of all. So it's we 3 here in Girona, 3 out of 6. So usually we're 6. The 3 others, they were busy and couldn't come this weekend. But we'll definitely make sure it's all of us next year, because it's a really great event. So we're really happy to be here. And we met each other 8 years ago now, so it's been 8 years, and it all started just with being friends, and we started cycling in all individual ways, but we've always had to ride with the guys because there were not many other girls. We kept on participating all these like fun, very pressured drop rides where you just kind of need to suck to someone's wheel and try to draft a little so you can survive.
We got really strong really fast though.
So basically we then learned there's a different way of cycling, and it's almost like a different sport basically. So it's more about spending time together, using the time on the bike to catch up, to chat instead of behind each other, like right next to each other, which is very good with gravel as well, because you can, like, if you're not on the road, you can ride next to each other quite a lot, and really stop for snacks, for preferably fries, I would say. Or
Maybe.
Sophie's more ice cream, I would say. So yeah, just having fun on the bike together. That's how it all started.
So it came naturally, like you were friends and it just like, okay, let's do.
We actually even met through cycling, because I bought my bike like 8 years ago, and then a friend introduced me to Laura, because he was like, oh, I know another girl who just bought her bike. And then I got to know Maria via Laura, and so on. And so we all started cycling together, even in the darkest of hours after work, in the cold Hamburg winter.
Wind, a lot of wind, no mountains, super
flat and windy.
But windy.
Yeah.
Let's do one thing before to continue, and it's to show you your phone cover, because I really love it. No, I'm joking.
I can show it to you.
You can show it.
I like it.
No, because we were kidding before. No, I want, you already introduced the project, but I think we need to introduce yourself also, no? Because the idea was we got the note to talk about Girl Pack and Laura, but yeah, we need to also introduce the rest of the team, because we put all the microphones out to talk with you. So please introduce yourself before to continue with explaining not just the project.
Okay, I will start, maybe. I'm in the middle, I will start. So I'm Ami, I'm one of the 6 girls in the Girl Pack. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I do most of the graphic work for the Girl Pack. That also came naturally, maybe we can talk about that later. And right next to me is Laura, and there's Sophie.
Okay, I can continue. Actually, I'm in the Girl Pack only since 1 year, but we became friends also 8 years ago. So I met them at like also events. So it's also like the bike made us become friends, and we always stayed in contact, even if I'm from the south of Germany and they used to live all in Hamburg. But somehow over the years we always stayed in contact. And last year they asked me if I want to become a member of the Girl Pack, which was such a big honor for me. And I didn't have a good year last year, but that was like the best thing that happened last year, which was super nice. And now, like, we spend even more time together, not like, I mean, the Girl Pack part, but also like just for the friendship. Super nice to see them a lot and to ride bikes together.
So
Cool.
And I'm working in, I don't know if I have to say it, but I'm like from the south of Germany, and I work in Austria in a plastics company in product development, so nothing with the bike industry.
Okay.
So it's like a good hobby to get, right? And then you can combine everything. So nice. I'm just gonna ask you, when you talk, select one of the microphones just to get the proper sound, and then I'm happy to get you here in Record Corp Atelier, this kind of experience also with the Traca week. So we already have your information about who you are, also what about your project, but now it's time to say to the people how the people can join your rides and your events.
So basically what we're trying to do is group rides. We used to have a group ride every week in Hamburg. But since we now spread out through Germany, so some of us live in Munich and some of us live in Hamburg, so we kind of spread out. We do that just occasionally. So sometimes we've just Kenyon just opened a new store in Munich, so we like did some guiding there, and also with like the other brands we get supported. This summer we do a little bikepacking adventure with one of our partners as well. So it became more like project work because we have full-time jobs, so it's hard otherwise. But I think the best way of us, is following and actually joining at events like Traca as well. I think a lot of especially women are really intimidated by coming to events like this, and we just hope with showing on social media and like with the rides we're doing this weekend and the workshop we're offering this weekend, that more women feel brave enough to come to events like this, sign up, and we just encourage them that even if they come on their own, they can still spend time with us and do social rides with us, and even like on Sunday when we do the race, they can just join us and start with us and then have a good day. So I think that's like the biggest mission for us, to think of, like encourage women to go on adventures and just hop on their bike and meet each other and take advantage of places like this where you can connect like we connected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so people, if I understand fine, women can sign up for a bikepacking trip that you organize, or
sometimes we do that. Yeah, we did like a Girl Pack weekend last year and also the year before, and we do like some smaller events, not on a big scope yet. We did a girls camp in Mallorca, which was really fun, 2 times already. So yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. And road and gravel, whatever.
Both actually. Last year the last 2 years we were in Mallorca for road cycling.
Yeah.
And the event Laura was talking about, like we almost every year do an overnighter that's gravel.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so as you were saying before, women sometimes feel intimidated to come to these races like that are incredible, like popular. It's coming a lot of people, a lot of strong men, strong women too. So there's like a gap, between the women who does the 50K, and women who does the 360. There's like a big gap there. So what would be your tips for these women that feel intimidated for that kind of race, and also long bikepacking events as well? What would be?
I think it always helps to have people, because I think like I would also not come here probably alone, like because I would be intimidated by all the people, all the pros that are riding around. But there are nowadays so many like girls rides also in almost all cities and all areas. So I think it's always just good to like push yourself to go to those events, because you then have the same passion with the people who are there, and you meet friends, and then you can join each other and sign up for those races. I think like that's always really helping, and then hopefully like the Girl Pack can motivate people. Like also now we are doing the mechanical workshop or like a social ride, which is like without any pressure, just easy riding where no one will be dropped, to join those events, and then there will be other girls riding with probably the same like fears.
Yeah. Sometimes we meet women, like there was another event we attended, and there was like a group of girls, 3 girls who signed up together to an event, and they met each other 3 years ago at one of our events as well. So
nice.
That's just, I think that's the spirit that we just, trying to almost have a platform for women to meet each other, and just to do stuff like this, like book a flight, go like pack a bike in a box, and watch all those YouTube videos and everything to know how to pack a bike in a box, and then actually come to Girona and do a race.
It's incredible how women organize, because it's like men feels like they know how to do mechanics, they know how to do a lot of things. Sometimes we feel like we don't know. So it's very cool that group of women organize that, like how to pack a bike, or how to just to open more this field that seems like blurred for us or some women. I don't know.
But I think men often also don't know. They just
do
it.
Of course.
But they don't organize themselves.
But they just do it, and I think women are more like we talked about, like women, like I would also like probably only sign up for a race where I'm sure I can finish.
Yeah.
And that's like, I guess men would just sign up and see how it goes. But I think maybe sometimes we should also be more like that and just start and just do it.
I spoke about that with an organizer. Sorry.
No. I just want to say that
you have nothing to say here anymore. Sorry.
I am this man that can sign up in something because yes, and then also the man that can say, oh, I have a problem with my bike. I don't have any idea how I can do it, so I need to call also another friend or something. So yes, 100% I agree with you, Sophie. Yeah.
No, but that's true. What I was saying, that I was speaking with an organizer of ultra distance event, and he was saying that a lot of men sign up and don't finish, and most of the women who sign up, most of them finish. So it's curious, no? This balance. I think it's that if we don't feel prepared, we just don't go. And men sometimes like, yeah, let's go. I'm capable of do whatever. So I just.
Yeah, and you can see that in the in the field as well, or even when you cross the expo and the event, it is mainly the women who there, they know they're gonna smash it, prepared. It's not, they're not an unsure, I don't know, let's see how it goes. They know what they signed up for, and they obviously gathered all the information before, and they so they're here to, maybe not if they're not here to win, but at least to finish in a very good time. And I think it's really important also for the organizers, and I think that the trucker is doing a really good job with that, to make sure that they bring the message across that there's more behind it, that it's for community, it's for the bike community, which means for everyone. It's not just for people with, I keep on saying that, people with, helmet 10 lines in
Yeah.
It's actually for everyone. So if you want to be inclusive and do an inclusive event, it's not just about having a lot of women there, it's also about having people, including everyone, people also men who feel scared and intimidated about an event like this. And I think the way you do this is just to offer social rights and offer podcast sessions where you get something more from an event than just race day, which is so different to the road events. You're there just for racing and then you go home. Maybe you get an alcohol-free beer afterwards if you're lucky, but but that's it. And then you go home and you do your thing and clean your bike, and that's it.
Definitely is more than event, no? This kind of the Tracker Week is full of brands. Also the sponsors, another sponsors. This is another discussion, no? But I mean, it's full of brands doing activations, podcasts, social runs, beers or whatever, pizzas, and that's nice because you come for an experience, not just for the race, no? As you said. How do you see, in general, the kind of woman evolution on participating in these kind of races? I mean, when you started, for sure, will be less people, less women participating on races and events and social rides, bikepacking. I mean, the full range of options that you have in gravel. 4 or 5 years ago was one thing, and now is another thing, a completely a new scenario. Yeah, how do you see these evolutions from the beginning, until now? And also, how do you feel that are going to be the next 5 years, for example?
I can say that I signed up for TCR this year just because they made so much advertisement, and I know people who did it, and that it motivated me. Or I can say Jana, she's such a role model for me, and she she took time, and we called, and she pushed me and said, hey, you can do it, and just try. And for me that helped so much. So seeing other women doing things like that, it's just for me the biggest motivation. And also I just did a bikepacking race, and last year there were 5 women, and this year were 40 women. It's crazy how it increased, and I think it's so cool to see. And they're super, super strong women. And then they're also just there was one girl I talked to, and she never done more than I think 150k, and she was just her roommates kind of pushed her, and she was just there having fun. It was so nice to see. Yeah.
I think that's also cool about our girl pack, that we everyone goes to everyone has different ambitions as well, and a different way of riding. So Sophie rides since she's a little girl, so she's super ambitious, and if she wants to if she goes to race, she also wants to have a great day. So I think it's also really important that there's stuff for everyone. So there's if you want to race, you can race it, but then I would say Ami and myself, we more the ones who just like to cruise and just have a good group, and if it gets fast, then that can be fun. But if there is coffee, then we might stop for espresso.
Or maybe a donkey.
Or donkey or dog to you
or
know.
both.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Or if it's like we went to race called the Rift in Iceland, which is obviously a beautiful landscape. Or we just did a gravel race in Morocco, which is also overwhelming in terms of the landscape. So we stop and we take photos, and like everyone goes past, in drop bars and just racing, and we just taking photos of the landscape, which is also fine. So you can do both. If you feel like racing, then you race and you go for it. We did that also before, but if you feel like just want to have a really good day on the bike and try to make it in a cut of times, then
But
I
in the
learned
beginning,
that with
we're always in a hurry, and then we get like
at the beginning it's always full gas, and then we
Relax.
bought ourselves time to enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah.
It's nice to get this kind of approach, because now here in Rocacorba Atelier, in this Traca week canyon experience, etc., we did a podcast, as you know, because you were there waiting, and people at home could see the other episodes also, no? The Alejandro Valverde interview, also Caroline Schiff interview, and now you. It's a completely different approach, but it's gravel, it's cycling, it's sport at the same page. So. Just a different point of view, no? And it's interesting also to see the different people doing 3 interviews at the same afternoon or maybe evening. To see the different approach of that the people have in their life. So it's also maybe we are more in this side of the table than in the other one, no? And it's like, wow, 100% what you said.
Yeah, I think it's also nice to have both groups of women, now that we're speaking of women, inspiring more women to get on the bike. We need roles like Caroline Schiff, of course, because she is a professional. She needs to live from cycling, and we will get more kids like women in sports in the next years. But also it's super nice, this other approach that spread the word like easily, I think, like that cycling is more accessible and you can do it, and
and we're always trying to convince like colleagues or friends or to come to a place like the Traca, and they if we keep on making it just about the race, then they just feel I'm not going to be signing up for it. I don't think it's for me. That's what we heard a lot in the last couple of weeks. Like, I don't think it's for me. So I think like the approach Traca is doing to really also make it, more community and side events like this and stuff at the same time, while they're really pushing pros to go. And there's a super strong field of women competing this weekend, which we're gonna happily cheer for. Wait at the finish line with champagne showers. But it's just, I think there has to be a place for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Even doing the separate, I don't know if people know, but Traca is doing the separate start. Pro men, pro women, and then amateurs. And that just push the sport beyond, I think. So
100%.
So what Traca are you gonna do? That's the question.
We're gonna do the 100 on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what will be if it will be people wanting to sign up next year for Traca and there's they don't have any experience? What will be a tip that you can give them, or an advice like?
Maybe the advice Sophie just like 5 minutes ago gave us, just to find yourself a buddy to sign up with, because it's so much easier doing it together. That's actually why we enjoy cycling so much, because we are super lucky to always can do it together. And the race is always more fun, like with a buddy, even if you're not racing, if you're just riding. Or you can just go sign up and find people like us and talk to us or other people, just connect. I think gravel is a perfect sport to just, the people are open-minded, just go and talk to them, and I don't know, maybe you find yourself a race buddy. We have a ride out tomorrow and a workshop you can just sign up there and meet someone. Maybe you go ride with them on like Sunday, maybe, or the next race, or I don't know, just connect.
Yeah, that's very cool because sometimes I find people. I do sometimes events of ultra distance, and I find the same people, and it's super cool. Like, or maybe you don't go with them all the time, but then you just write them like, "Hey, how it went?" And it's super nice. This little community. Maybe you don't see in a year, but you just keep seeing each other.
And I think nowadays with social media, often you already know people. Exactly. You see that they are there, and then you can meet up.
Yeah.
That's nice. The idea is to do the race together. Be all together all the time. This is the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So we gonna be a little squad on Sunday with some friends who we know, like also from other events as well. So we also always offer at the social rides and stuff, if you have no one to go with, you can just come with us. So sometimes it's just really comforting to know you have someone else at the start line to meet. And then usually we start riding, and like some people want to do their own thing, and like we would obviously stick together, but and then sometimes they do it, like try to race it a little bit more, and then they might wait at like the aid station or something. But it's just it's just a different feeling if you don't have the feeling you have to be there and like manage everything on your own. Also when you don't don't have that many people there. So I guess, and
also you have always someone who carries like delicious sweets, snacks.
It's all about the snacks. Yeah.
You don't even have to stop for them. You just grab them.
Grab one and keep going. No?
And what we always say, like the biggest achievement is already at the especially a race like this is to be at the start line. That's like the first thing, sure. Because you have to be brave enough to sign up and pack your bike, unbuild your bike, build it up again. Being brave enough to be out in the wild, basically, maybe, and you don't, if you have like a serious mechanical issue, then I don't know, you don't know what to do. So I think like the fact that you at the start line and really being there with a bib number and like all set up with your bike, and that's already like the biggest achievement. Everything which comes after is basically a walk in the park. You just have to ride, like it's all you have to do all day, just riding, pedaling and going past the finish line. But like to get there, I think that is the biggest goal and achievement after all. Yeah.
I agree.
Nice. As you know, we don't have a lot of time because a lot of people is here. Hundreds and hundreds of people here, and they are waiting for us to rest
to go to sleep.
So we appreciate everyone that are here. But we are going to do the last question. Sorry. And the last question is about your project. For sure, is about Girl Pack. How do you see the project in the coming 3-5 years? How's the evolution?
I think,
I feel like Laura wasn't properly introduced in the beginning because we forgot to introduce her properly.
No, I said, no, it's. I think. I think it's just about keep on doing what we're doing, like the way just. Having even more people in the pack and having more people to join us and do more events and just keep on inspiring and telling good stories and doing many fun adventures. We have like a lot on our bucket list still. Last year we ticked off a big one, which was bikepacking through Japan, which was like something we wanted to do for ages, and we finally did it. And there's so many other countries which we want to travel. Maybe this year it might be South Africa. Some are still pushing for like South America or something, so we need to practice our Spanish before that for sure. So I guess it's just about keep on inspiring women to sign up to these events and be brave and come to the start line and
Or to not sign up to events, just ride. That's
that's
also
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Just don't go to events.
yeah,
Maybe go to them, but not race.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. So
Cool.
Amazing.
So, yeah. Thank you so much. As we said before, big applause, please. People here to our GRL Pack.